Introducing the Gastro Notebook, where your culinary journey begins.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Gastro Notebook. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the world of professional cooking, but maybe not in the way you're thinking. We're going way beyond the recipes to uncover those unseen skills, the habits and systems that really define a master chef. So let's jump right in.
All right, so let me ask you something. What's the one ingredient that every single Michelin star meal has in common? And I'll give you a hint, you can't see it on the plate. It's not some rare truffle or exotic spice. The answer? It's a professional mindset, one that's completely rooted in safety and sanitation. This is the invisible framework that makes all that culinary magic possible. And that whole journey into the professional mindset, it really starts in just one place, with you. The first challenge, the first level of mastery, it's not about fancy knife skills or perfect plating. Nope, it's all about personal hygiene. This is the absolute 100% non-negotiable foundation of any safe kitchen.
Now, you might look at this and think, I know how to wash my hands, but in a pro kitchen, this simple act is a precise ritual. A chef doesn't just wash their hands, they execute this 6-step technique every single time. See, you wet your hands before the soap. You get right in there around the fingernails. And you scrub for a full 20 seconds. Seriously, time it next time. That's how long it takes for the soap and friction to really do their job and get rid of pathogens. This isn't just a friendly suggestion. It's the very first skill every chef has to master. Period.
Okay, so once you've got that personal mastery down, the focus shifts to the food itself. And when it comes to the food's journey from prep to plate, the most critical element to control is temperature. Get this right, and you're mastering both incredible flavor and uncompromising safety.
And here's a key difference between a home cook and a pro. Professionals don't guess. Ever. They measure, they verify, and they write it down. Just look at the precision here. You put the thermometer in the right spot, the thickest part, away from any bone. You wait for the reading to stop moving, and then you wait another 15 seconds just to be absolutely sure. Then it gets logged. This creates a paper trail, which is crucial. And of course, the thermometer gets cleaned and sanitized immediately. Every single step is deliberate and has a purpose. When it comes to cooling food, you're literally in a race against bacteria. That danger zone for bacterial growth isn't just a concept, it's a real and immediate threat. And pros have a system to win that race. Every single time. It's all about physics, really, increasing the surface area to cool things down fast. You divide food into smaller batches, cut up big pieces of meat, use chilled pans. You even pour things to specific depths. And that ice bath, that's a chef's secret weapon. The key takeaway here is simple. Speed is safety. All right, so we've covered personal hygiene and the food's journey. Now let's zoom out and look at the entire kitchen environment. For a pro, a kitchen isn't just a room with appliances, it's a workshop. And just like any high-performance workshop, it has to be impeccably clean and organized to function safely and efficiently. This right here, this is the gold standard for washing dishes by hand in a pro kitchen. It's not just one big sink, it's a 3-stage assembly line, and each sink has a very specific job. First, you prep, scrape off all the gunk, and then wash in hot, soapy water. Sink 2 is for rinsing off all that soap with clean water. And sink 3, this is the critical step. This is where you sanitize, either with super hot water or a chemical solution to kill anything left behind. And the final touch, you let everything air dry. Using a towel can just spread germs around again. It's a bulletproof system. And this whole commitment to safety, it doesn't just stop at the kitchen door. It goes all the way to the table. Notice how every single one of these rules is about one thing: minimizing your contact with any surface the food or your mouth will touch. You hold plates from the bottom, cups by the handle, silverware by the, handle. And that one about scooping ice with a glass? Oh man, never ever do that. It's a super easy way to get chipped glass in someone's drink. It's all about protecting the food and the diner, right up to the last second. Of course, a pro kitchen is full of open flames and intense heat, so you have to be ready for the worst-case scenario. The P.A.S.S method is the universal way to use a fire extinguisher. It's easy to remember. Pull the pin, aim at the base of the fire, that's key. You're attacking the fuel, not the flames. Squeeze the trigger and sweep from side to side. Honestly, this is a critical skill everyone should know, whether you're in a restaurant or just cooking at home. Okay, so we've looked at all these separate procedures for hand washing, for temperature, for cleaning, for emergencies, which brings up a pretty big question, right?
How in the world do chefs and their entire teams manage all of these risks at the same time every single day, service after service? It's not just about having a good memory, it's about having a system. And that system? The answer to that question is HACCP. The best way to think about it is as the master blueprint. It's like the operating system running in the background of every single safe, professional kitchen on the planet. This is how they shift from just reacting to problems to preventing them from ever even happening in the first place. So HACCP stands for Hazard Analysis and Critical Control Point. Now, the most important word in that whole definition is proactive. This is not a cleanup plan for when things go wrong. It's a system where you look at the entire journey of food, from the delivery truck to the final plate, and you scientifically identify every single point where a safety problem could happen. And then you put a control in place to stop it. And this proactive approach is exactly why HACCP is the universal gold standard. I mean, think about it. It's not just about keeping people safe, it's just smart business. When you prevent problems, you reduce waste, and that saves a ton of money. It also focuses a kitchen's time and energy on the areas that are most critical, and at the end of the day, it's not even optional, it's the law for food companies. That tells you just how essential this system is.
So how does it actually work? Well, it's this really logical 7-step loop. You start by assessing all the potential hazards. Then you pinpoint the most critical points where you can control them. Those are your CCPs. For each of those points, you set up procedures and limits. Then you constantly monitor them. If something goes wrong, you'll have a corrective action plan ready to go. You document everything. And finally, you check back to make sure the whole system is actually working. It's a living, breathing cycle of constant improvement.
And when we talk about those hazards, the hazard system breaks them down into 3 main categories. You've got your biological hazards, like bacteria and viruses. Then there are chemical hazards, think cleaning solutions or allergens. And finally, physical hazards, which are actual objects like a piece of glass or plastic that shouldn't be there. A good plan has to account for all 3.
What's so incredible about all this is that this way of thinking isn't just for one country or one type of restaurant. These principles, HACCP, they form a kind of universal language of food safety. It's what allows kitchens and food producers all over the world to be on the same page.
And this table just shows that global commitment perfectly. You've got the FDA in the US, the EFSA in Europe, and big international players like the World Health Organization. The names and acronyms might be different, but their core mission is exactly the same: to create this global network of trust, making sure our food supply is safe using these same proven systematic principles. So we've taken a pretty deep dive into the professional world, right? But the real magic of this knowledge is figuring out how to bring that mindset, those standards, and those habits back into your own kitchen at home. You don't need a commercial kitchen to start thinking like a professional chef.
This simple quote here really gets to the heart of that professional mindset. It is always good to have first aid knowledge. It's about so much more than just the food. It's about being prepared, it's about taking responsibility, and it's about a deep commitment to the well-being of the people you're cooking for. It's knowing that what you do in the kitchen truly matters.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. After seeing the incredible precision of pro-level hand washing, the absolute rigor of temperature control, and this whole systematic way of thinking with HACCP, what is the one professional safety habit you're going to adopt in your kitchen, starting today? Let us know your answer down in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. And hey, if you found this deep dive into the chef's mindset helpful, please do us a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the Gastro Notebook for more. And of course, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. We'd love to talk through them with you.